Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game.
This is Mike Montague with Playful Humans, and you're listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart.
Hey, good people, sexy people. Welcome to another episode of Game On with Jackson Stuart. I'm your host, and today we're talking about, just in time for Halloween, because I'm a huge Halloween fan, terrible traps for potential players. You can almost think of all those scenes in horror movies right before the monster pops out, or right before the girl or the guy fall in the woods, or step on the bear trap, whatever it is. These are traps, and some of the causes and effects of what these traps are. And these are kind of like, because of these things, these are what guys turn into, and how they can fix this up. So without further ado, before I forget, sorry about that. Make sure you jump out and check out Stormy Maya, who was a guest about a year ago and is, been a friend of the show. She's launching a new metal career. She was doing some hip hop and rap for a little bit, but now she's going into metal. That's her heart's desire. So check her out. She's on Instagram at Stormy Maya, StormyMaya, and also Stormy Maya 2. Check out her band Cinnamon Babe, and I think they're going to be dropping their album maybe in early 2022. I could be wrong about that, but check her out. Tell her Jack sent you. And also check out jackpotbeauties.com, which is the gambling entertainment of show friend and show guest from last year also, Ariana Gray. Check her show out. Subscribe. She'll be doing live streams pretty soon. And hey, tell her Jack sent you, and enjoy her stream, especially if you like gambling and slots, etc. I mean, it's wild, the world, and she goes to hotels and eating venues and stuff. So it's all good. Check it out. So I plugged other people. Let me go ahead and jump into traps for potential players. So the first trap is the zombie trap, and this is when when a player becomes just so worn down. That's the cause. Much like a zombie in a movie, they just kind of emotionally shamble around, aimlessly moving through life and through their own experiences, and just mindless and numb and kind of dead inside. And so, for that cause is they're just worn down, and we all know them, and hell, we've even been them before. When you're just a guy and you just don't give a damn, and you're just like, shit, fuck this and fuck that. And it's usually because you've gone through some mess. And especially if it's been a breakup, or you've been out there trying to hook up, and you're a good guy, but just nobody's taking the hook. And so you just kind of like, you wear down. So the cause is that you're worn down. The effect is a lack of passion, just kind of like a bleh. Like you just, not only do you stop trying with relationships, but also it bleeds in other parts of your life. You're just not giving your all at work. And maybe it's not a relationship that's worn you down, but maybe it's just work has beaten you down, or you've been passed over at work, or, duties with your family or friends. And so you have a lack of passion. You have a lack of motivation and drive, and people who know you intimately and know you well will see this. And, it's very common and very important that they get concerned about you. So how do you cure this trap of being a zombie? basically you need to regroup, rejuvenate, re-energize, and it's just a lot of self-care. And obviously, excuse me, obviously all of the traps I'm about to talk about, would be great to bring to a licensed mental health provider, which I am not. So there's my disclaimer. But I'm just coming at you from a point of view of somebody who's been around people, somebody who's been some of these traps. And, this is just personal experience. But yeah, you need to regroup. You need to heal. You need to pull back. And hopefully you can get out of the trap of being a zombie. Next trap is when you turn into the nice guy. We've had some great guests on talking about being the nice guy and the issues with that. But what causes that trap? Well, the nice guy has this idea, which has morphed into a delusion, that pleasing is the key to making people happy, especially in a relationship. Or they're pursuing a relationship, so they think they can only make this woman happy, in all aspects of her life. And, this goes into, like we talked about, being the simp. The nice guy does these things, and we can say nice guy / simp. They do these things, they please this person, hoping that through their kind acts and their pleasuring, that they get what they want. And the effect is that they become a human doormat, and people just walk over them left and right, over and over and over, and they just start to get really angry. And eventually the nice guy turns into the zombie. So what's the cure for that? Well, you got to realize your boundaries and your self-worth. You can be a kind man without having to be this nice guy that just people just treat him like shit and walk over him, and he just keeps taking it because he's thinking, well, one day hell, she'll like me because I'm nice to her, or because I do all these great things for her. No, you can be kind, but you have boundaries. Like, I don't think I'm doing that. I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to pick you up, or because I told you don't go there. I mean, you're not going to leave people in danger, but you guys know what I mean. Also, please do not turn into the nice guy that, every time this woman that you like, or, maybe it's a guy you like, and somebody fucks them over, they call you and cry about it. And you sit there and just absorb it, hoping that one day they'll realize that you're the one. Don't do that. Don't turn into that. Now, if you're friends with this person and you're not trying to hook up with them, yeah, listen to them like a friend, but don't be this nice guy that's sitting there pining away somewhere, because that's just not going to work. The next trap is the shapeshifter, and this is the person that changes for everybody. The cause is the same as a nice guy. They think they have this idea that pleasing, or in this case, changing for people, is the key to making them happy. And that's wrong as hell. They don't know who they are. They're constantly, being other things for other people. They pick up other hobbies other people want to do. They go see movies other people want to see. They're constantly becoming someone else for other people. The effect, it's like the horror movie of a blob, like this creature that just, it slides under the door. It crawls into an empty jar. I mean, it has no reality or definition of its own. So the cure for that is you got to get an identity, and you got to have boundaries. An identity is like, I knew somebody who was always adjusting by what other people wanted. And, it was very clear that there were things that they liked, but they never spoke up. They never say, hey, no, I want to go to, this movie or this museum or do this activity. So that's all part of your identity. You got to say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. And you got to stick to it. And you got to have boundaries. Like, people can't just walk all over your shit and make you do what they want to do, because that's just not fair. The next trap. Oh, yes, we've all been this and fallen into this trap. Becoming the asshole. Turning into the asshole is unique because the cause is, what makes an asshole is the same thing that can make so many other of these traps. It's pain, or it's hurt. So assholes can be nice guys once or good, kind guys, and they just got walked over. And I'm sorry, assholes usually come from nice guys who've been walked over. Kind guys are nice guys who have boundaries and identity and take care of themselves. But when you're nice and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this for her and this for him and or this for these people, and they're going to appreciate it one day and they never do. And then you get hurt. And instead of going, I'm hurt, let me figure out why I keep getting hurt and, establish boundaries. You go, I'm hurt. Fuck you people. Now it's all about me, and you become the asshole. And so cause, worn down but angry. Effect, you turn into a big old mean ass. I mean, you're just looking for ways to be an asshole, right? And, it's that guy that was nice 6 months ago, and you go to a bar or a club with him and he's just like, fuck these women. I hate them. Fuck these guys. They're pieces of shit. Like, it's that guy. What's the cure for being an asshole? And this is like, you're not at your core a mean person. This is just, the surface is just you're lashing out because you're hurt. So first of all, admit you're hurt or lonely or whatever the hell. Like, stop trying to like mask it with a bad attitude and shit. And just be real about it. And then just stop lashing out at people, especially people who had nothing to do with why you're hurt. And an asshole is a nice guy who has the mentality now of, I'm going to hurt people before they hurt me. And that's not right, and that's not good. And one of the worst things about that is you're a cool ass person, but you are forcing people to miss that by being a jackass. So like, cut that shit out. Next trap we have is the fake. And, the fake is unique, very similar to the shapeshifter, except the fake is not, shapeshifters alter based off of other people. Like, hey, like they're around somebody who is into sports, and all of a sudden they're into sports. Or they're around somebody who is, who's into horror movies, and all of a sudden they're into horror movies. So that's what a shapeshifter does. The fake has developed an idea of a lifestyle that they're supposed to have. Like, maybe it's flashy clothes, flashy car, whatever. And it's like they don't have the money for this, or maybe they do, and normally they would just be like, a jeans and t-shirt kind of person. But now they have adopted this lifestyle, and it's not really who they are. So they're out there trying to learn, what's the best thing to wear and the best car to drive and the best food to eat. And so they are fake. This is their personality, regardless of who's around, but it's still not who they are. So they don't morph like the shapeshifter based off who they're around. They just kind of change, period. So the cause is that they are confusing things with people in progress. They're confusing their importance as being based off of very material items. And there's also a lot of insecurity as the cause for this. So how do you cure being the fake? Get real, and if nobody's told you guys, the most important things in life are things you cannot buy and things you cannot put in a jar or a category, so to speak. So like, I know you're going to think, oh, Jackson, that's fucking cliched, but a lot of times cliched shit is real. It's only cliched because it's been said so much. So like, here's something that you can't buy. You cannot buy time in your life, time with other people. That is maybe the most important currency we have is time. And that's why spending time doing things you want to do, spending time with people you want to spend time with is so important. And it's such a, I think it's such a compliment to people that you are taking time to spend with them, because that's time that you cannot get back. So, you also can't, you can go to a doctor and, exercise, but you also can't buy health. Like, the health you have is typically the health you have. I mean, I mean, yeah, you can buy supplements and stuff, but I mean, health is something you can't really buy. I mean, if you're really sick, there's only so much that medicine can do for you. So your health is important, time is important, and people. I mean, good quality people in your life, you did not buy them. They're around you because they care about you. So realize that. That helps you stop being fake, stop being about bullshit, stop being about, materialistic ideas and concepts, and look for a sense of self-worth, because that'll help you step beyond this insecurity. And like I said at the beginning, I'm not a trained therapist. Therapy is great. Go get your ass in therapy, and especially if you feel like you're falling into these traps. Last but not least, the vampire. So the vampire is a trap that creates a person that is so used up and so burned out that now they are using people and burning people out. So, like, once again, here's a person who was maybe a nice guy. They did a lot for people. They expected that this was the key or the path towards being liked or desired, and it's not. It didn't work out that way. And so now they turn into a vapid creature that uses people like they got used up. They're going to purposefully, willingly, and consciously shirk responsibilities, shirk duties, dump them on other people, ask people for help, and burn people out like they got burned out. And, so the effect is that they are now a user bent on revenge, and they're taking on people who had nothing to do with, how they turned into this creature in the first place. So what's the cure? Much like the asshole and some of the other trappings, admit you got hurt, admit the pain, which I know, especially for guys, it's hard to admit that something hurt you and that you are emotionally hurting, but that's pretty much the beginning of healing. And just stop being a vampire, stop using people. Like, look at yourself through the eyes of the person you really are. Not this, wounded animal you turned into, but the good person that you are. And you're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe I've been doing this. Can't believe I've been, abusing these friends or coworkers or these relationships I'm trying to foster, and just change and be better. So folks, there you have it. The trappings for potential players. I want you all to have a safe and scary and fun and sexy Halloween. And we will see you all here next week. What if you could be a better player for the cost of one more cup of coffee a month? Get access to a growing library of lit erotica, behind-the-scenes action, and player's guides with tips on drinking, cooking, fitness, dating, sex, and life after dark. Low tier rate while offer lasts. Patreon.com, gameonwithjack. Keep it sexy and game on.